Morning. You're going to have to excuse the rather slightly amateurish look of this one because, quite frankly, I'm just doing this because it's something that came to mind whilst I was driving back. I've just been out for breakfast with Faz's missus, or ex-missus I should probably say, considering how things are going, and just been pondering this new development with a particular match betting group, Profit Accumulator, which most of you are probably aware of, and most of you in the Facebook group, along with perhaps myself, may have a few issues with them. Now, just recently, this weekend, one of the guys in the group told me that they've released a new piece of software. Now, when I was a member of them back last summer, I can remember there was a guy who was putting up screenshots and saying about this in development and all that sort of stuff, and it's supposed to go for a September launch, and nothing ever happened. So I thought, it's just going to be a load of crap, and it's just another one of those things that just gets swept under the carpet and ignored. It doesn't actually have any bearing. But it turns out that, lo and behold, they have actually released something. Now, from what I understand, I've not seen this myself, so guys have been sending me screenshots. I've seen a little bit of footage of it in action. So, I can get a sort of a utilitarian impression of it, but you won't know properly until you try it. So this is it takes you with a little bit of a pinch of salt. But basically what it does is it's a tool for horse racing offers. It allows you to find close matches between the betting exchanges, Smarkets, Betfair, BetDAC and all that sort of stuff, and the bookies. So Bet365 for the Channel 4 races, 4/1 offers, Hills, Laddies, Paddy when they actually do a decent one, and that sort of thing. But this, I'll be honest, this raises my eyebrows a little bit. You see, the thing is, I'm a little bit wary. The reason being that I think it's going to cause problems with horse racing offers. I experienced this on Saturday when doing a few of the Willy Hill second places, and I know some of the guys had problems with it. And they were basically saying that it was a lot harder to get close matches. Now, that might just have been the quality of the racing on Saturday, because it was a little bit hit and miss on some of the races and some of the selections. But I will be honest, there were certain points where Hill's odds were significantly more different to the exchange than they usually are, and surprisingly, Sky Bet, this is just a weird freak coincidence possibly, actually had decent odds for the 13.45 at Lingfield. Must admit, it was a very good choice on that one, so that's quite useful. And I think also the one I picked for the winner actually came in as well, so anybody's backed that, good. I forgot to put any money on it myself, because who cares? And anyway, so back to this tool. So what this tool does is it finds close matches between the exchanges and the bookies to reduce qualifying losses. Now, the thing that is troubling me with this is, one, we're going to see a reduction of the money in the exchanges for horse racing offers, as people are just jumping on it quickly and just taking offers, just snapping at them like that. But if anybody does anything, I mean, if with the Mike Cruikshank each way sniper, and I understand he's got similar software to what Profit Accumulator have done, anybody who does anything like that, it will impact the market, it will reduce the amount of money in the exchanges, and just make it harder for a week or two before things level themselves out and more money comes into it. So that's not really my concern. I think the market will eventually, the money will pick back up in again, there'll be more money in it, and eventually the bookies' prices will start to get close to the exchange. I think it's just going to be a month or two before it works out and it adjusts to this influx of probably 10, 20,000 people who have been foolish enough to pay an extra 10 quid a month. So I understand, on top of their usual 23 quid a month for membership. So I'm learning how to do something pretty straightforward and easy for £33 a month when I could just get on with it. Anyway, that's a personal opinion. Don't let it judge you. Now, what was I going to say? One issue is, I think what we're going to see is a stackload, I would say a shitload, actually, yeah, probably a shitload, of people getting gubbed with Hills, probably P365, Laddies definitely, and a few of the others that do anything on Channel 4 races, because isn't it going to be a bit weird if you've got X number of thousand people, just had somebody walk past and they've just pulled a funny face at me, putting a bet on the same horse at the same time and laying it the same amount. Isn't that going to be a bit weird? And if that constantly happens, all the bookies are going to do, the traders, it's not traders really, it's all computing software, are going to pick this up and they're going to realise, hang on, something's a little bit funny here. They keep on, every bet they do is a close match. It doesn't matter whether they're the odds-on favourite, a short like a 2 or a 3, or something stupid like a 21 or a 22. People will be bagging up close matches, and the bookies pick this up. They know what you're betting on. They know what the exchange price is when you put the bet on, because if the exchange price is close to theirs or lower, they will reduce it, because they don't want people, they want to pay out as low a price as possible. So if they can pay out lower than the exchange, they're happy. They don't like paying out more than the exchange is at. It means they've overvalued, at least in their eyes, the horses. So what we're going to see is a shitload of people just going, "Way! I've got a fantastic tool for making Channel 4 racing easier." Hang on, sorry, I'm just sitting on my wallet and it's a bit bloody uncomfortable. And they're just going to go dive in, go over the top, do every single race, and we're usually talking about 7 to 9 races per Channel 4 Friday, or during the week if there's a come second or something like that race. People are just going to dive into it like, hey, I'm reducing it, I'm making money, because the problem is people do go a little bit shit crazy over horse racing. Don't get me wrong, I love it, I think it's great, but people seem to get the impression that just because Joe Bloggs has made £100 one weekend doing horse racing offers, that they've then got to dive in and do it themselves. I mean, I did this and I lost my Betfair account. Well, didn't lose it, it's not promotion banned. I can just bet maybe about £2 on an odds at 3.25 horse, which is a bit shit. But the reason why is because back last summer, when they were doing their starting price 3/1 offer, I was doing every single race they were doing, because they weren't just doing the Channel 4 races, they were doing every single one. Well, they were doing like 3 or 4, they were doing it by venue rather than by what was shown. So you'd have 3 or 4 horse tracks where they were doing that, and it was obviously costing them a bomb. And I wasn't using the Betfair exchange at this point, because preferring Smarkets, because it's like 2%, it's just cheaper. Obviously it's less reliable than Betfair, but didn't matter at the time. And I just kept on winning, so my account was showing shitloads of cash coming in, and the withdrawals were completely outbalanced to deposits and stuff. So yeah, they restricted me. I was winning too much, and that's what's going to happen if people just keep on playing with this tool and keep on using it over and over again. They're going to be taking value, which is the close matches, and they're going to be winning more often, which means the accounts are going to be more profitable. So quite frankly, very soon they'll be seeing emails from traders and everybody gubbing them. To me, to be honest with you, it's daft. But there is something I've also noticed as well, is that, even with using the Each Way Sniper software, is that when you have software like this, there's always a delay between the software updating and the price changing in the exchange. So I think even if you use manual methods, which is what I do because I prefer it, it's just nice just to flick between 1 and 2, you can see where the prices have changed. You can get it quicker. It gives you a few second advantage over over everybody else. So even though you're going to get decent prices with this, I guess, I still think you're going to be better off by just manually flicking between the exchange website and the bookies. Just easier that way. But I still think this is going to, if people are going to be using this and they're going to be hammering it, which, knowing how people on PA used to be, knowing how I used to do this, people will bloody hammer it. They'll hit every single fucking race, they'll do every offer they can, and then eventually they'll get gupped. Or stakes restricted to the point where there's nothing that they can bet, like 50p on a horse race. I've got a 50p free bet, way! It's just not fucking worth it, is it? But another thing that's interesting, development change that I saw this morning, well, actually, one of the guys, I think it was Craig Beaumont, pointed out to me he actually contacted me on the Facebook Messenger last night, saying that Hills have changed their second place offer to second to the SP favourite. Sorry, starting price favourite, for those who aren't too a favour with that. And I was a bit sceptical at first. I thought, why the fuck would they do that? It seems a bit bloody daft. And lo and behold, this morning, he sent me a screenshot. The terms and conditions have changed. They've got races on 2 venues today, and it's, lo and behold, it is second place to the starting price favourite. I was thinking, well, clearly that's a bit off for Hills. They're usually pretty keen. But my guess is that I mean, I had a look at the Hills annual accounts this morning just to see how things have changed, because it's a betting industry. There's more to it than just loading up computers, loading up Tricky Bet, loading up Bookie and Exchange, and just getting on with it. You've got to get an idea of what's going on, and I'll be honest, I find this stuff damn interesting. It's intriguing for me. And I noticed that actually they've had their 2015 year was actually more profitable than the 2014 year, which is it's pretty good. They're doing quite well, but so it makes me think that this decision to change it to a starting price value isn't actually based on profits, because they're still making a profit. I think what it is they've done what Paddy did over the summer, where they were doing second place offers through, I think it was July and August actually, and then they just went for a period where they had literally nothing going on promotion wise aside from the standard staples like the ACCA insurance. I think basically what Hills have done is they've had a very generous December, January and February, and quite frankly the cash bonus on the ACCA insurance is really good. It's really great when you're doing accumulator offers. It really reduces your qualifying losses, and this is why you usually do them like 8 or 9 folds, because you can lock in a better profit with it. It takes longer to clear out, you need more funds, but what's that to worry about when you can make a better return? But I think I do wonder if the increase in number of people doing match betting has led to this second place offer becoming the SP favourite. I mean, obviously, clearly, as time goes by, more and more people are doing it. But at the same time, more and more people are getting their accounts closed and gubbed because they're taking the piss. It's always a general principle. Just don't take the fucking piss and you'll be fine. Every account I've taken the piss on has always been a problem. Ladbrokes, for example. I'm sure you've seen the post somewhere. And anyway, so I think this is down to... I think this is more of an actual business decision by Hills rather than a mass influx. I think they've had a very costly January and February, and we'll probably see maybe investor commentation that their profits are down for the first quarter. I think that's just how we're going to see it, because they've been quite generous and they've increased their customer base, and they've also nice car went past, and they've also spent a lot of time investing in their app. I know some of you think it's shit. I think it's okay. It's a little bit unreliable, a bit temperamental, but it could be worse. But anyway, back to this offer. I think in honesty, it really is just a business choice. I don't think it is there's a lack of money or lack of profitability. I think it is Hills have had a very generous couple of months, and now they're turning it down. The big check to see whether I think this theory still actually holds any value, it will be next Saturday when the horse racing offers are on. If Hills continue doing Channel 4 second place on 5 or more runners, then everything's okay. I don't think they're struggling. I think it's just a way of making things more profitable during the week. And also, have you noticed that the second to the SP, they've changed it so it's actually to an entire venue rather than just 2 races in a day. So I think it's just it's an offer tweak rather than a sign of everything's going down the pan. Obviously, it's less profitable for us because finishing second place as the starting favourite is about as likely to happen as, sort of a very nice, fine young lady walking past me in a bikini right now. Hasn't happened. Because quite frankly, if it had, I wouldn't be here talking to you. Anyway, but I did actually hear, I think somebody put it onto the group earlier today to say that some groups are still encouraging people to use this offer to make money. Seriously, don't bother unless you've got... The only time when this will work is if you've got a significant odds-on favourite, and we're talking about a 1.5, and you're probably looking at a Mullins horse with Ruby Walsh on it, that sort of thing. And then you've got a second favourite who's probably going to be on odds of 3 to 5. And you'll find that the exchange matchup, because so much money will go onto the odds-on favourite, will be a pretty shit match. That's probably your only real chance of making any money on these. And I just wouldn't really bother. It's a waste of your time. You might as well just go out and enjoy the sunshine like a beautiful day today is. And then just stick to doing the horse racing on Saturdays. It's just easier. But anyway, so back to this tool though. Do I think that this is going to have an impact? I think, yeah, as I've said, I think people are going to get gubbed. There's going to be more gubbings from people doing horse racing offers. So my advice is, especially with Cheltenham just coming around the corner, tickets still haven't arrived yet, I can't wait for that. I would suggest that anybody who enjoys doing the horse racing offers and does them regularly, just maybe take it easy for the next month or two. There's a lot of big name football coming up. Concentrate on doing accumulators, throw on a few small stakes hackers, and just take it easy through March and maybe early April. Let the big change come over and let flat season come back, and then get back on the horse racing. The main reason for this, I say, is because, like I say, obviously going back to the gubbing, a lot of people are going to get gubbed because they're going to overdo it on the horse racing offers. But the problem is, if a lot of people are overdoing it, you might find your accounts getting caught up in the net. And to save yourself, I think you're just better off just maybe doing one or two, or just not doing them at all, and giving it a break for a little while. Bookies won't mind that. And then coming back to it once this storm has settled down, and people at PA have had all their gubbings. They've realised it was a bad idea. There's been the panic on the mug betting thread. God, that always made me laugh so much. Number of comments say, "Oh, I've been gubbed, but I did all these mug bets 3-1. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. Anyway, so for the next few weeks, just take it easy on the horse racing. Don't overdo it. Maybe do one or two and stick to lower stakes. And as through experience, as Winner gubbed me the other day, tosses, if you're watching, for doing their Cheltenham sign offer, just be wary about doing any Cheltenham bank builder offers, because they seem to be gubbed maggots. I really should have realised that, but it just looked like too good an offer to take up. So be careful with those. And let's see what Hills bring us on Saturday. I think that will be the interesting point. It's just going to be a real question as to whether they actually change the entire of Channel 4 racing to second place. I don't think they will. It doesn't strike me as something they would do. They've been doing this offer for far too long, and I think it's too much of it's a big crowd puller for them. It brings a lot of punters over to Hills, because even from a punting mindset, it is an exceedingly good value offer. You come second, how often do you get pissed off and frustrated for coming second? You know, I've been taking my greyhound racing experiences. I always back track 4, because quite frankly, greyhound betting is bent. And the number of times my greyhound has come second probably outweighs the number of times it's come anywhere else. Shit. So as a punter, getting a free bet for coming second and getting rid of that frustration is brilliant. I mean, it's a great offer, and I think your average day from down the pub will be down there every 5 minutes. God, great, there's a guy taking a slash in front of me. Just what I wanted to see on a Sunday morning. But anyway, so summarise all that. Let everybody at PA get gubbed, because that's what's going to happen. Take it easy on the horse racing for next week. Stick to lower stakes, or just do it sparingly. I would probably just give it a miss altogether. And just keep an eye on the exchanges. Just see how easy it is to find matches, because that's probably going to be the big impact to see. Okay, I think that's about it for me for blathering today, so I will probably be back later. I'm going to probably look at a couple more bookies today, give them a few reviews, and just give you a bit more of an idea. But anyway, that's my thoughts on Hills and this new match betting all from PA. So until then, cheerio, have a good day.